Welcome to The Explainer. Today we're diving deep, trying to untangle this incredibly complex web of global conflict. Our goal here is to take a pretty dense geopolitical analysis and turn it into a clear, crucial story about the forces shaping our world as we speak.
So, let's get right to it. We're exploring one of the most pressing questions of our time. With so many conflicts flaring up all over the globe, you just have to ask, where is all of this actually heading? And let me tell you, the answer is far from simple.
In fact, it's pretty fascinating. When the analyst behind our source material asked his most knowledgeable colleagues this very question, you know what he got back? Confusion. A lot of head scratching. But underneath all that confusion, he started to see a pattern emerge, a series of interconnected events, kind of like links in a chain.
So let's begin where this whole study begins, right at the heart of the tension. It's a place this analysis calls the central tinderbox.
Okay, so the first link in this chain is this long, drawn-out conflict centered on Iran. It's really caught between direct attacks from Israel and the U.S., but, and this is a big but, Iran is anything but passive. It has shown consistent defiance, and it's been retaliating, targeting U.S. bases all across the region.
Now, this conflict is absolutely not happening in a vacuum. As we're about to see, other regional fires are flaring up at the exact same time, and that's creating a much larger and more dangerous picture.
So, at the very same time, a whole new war has kicked off between Pakistan and Afghanistan. And you've also got this long-running dispute between Saudi Arabia and Yemen, just simmering below the surface. It could escalate in a heartbeat, adding even more fuel to the fire. And the stakes here? They're incredibly high. A central player in this whole volatile triangle is Pakistan. And we have to remember, this is a declared nuclear power. It has a highly professional army, one of the world's best. Its strategic importance and its defense pacts, well, they make its involvement an absolutely critical factor.
All right, so let's zoom out a little. Let's move to the next level and see how all these regional tensions start building into a potential global standoff.
You know, with Europe already weakened by the war in Ukraine, a really crucial question comes up. How long are Russia and China just going to stay on the sidelines? Especially when their own economic and defense interests are being threatened.
The network of alliances here is wow. It's incredibly complex. And to be honest, it's contradictory. You have the U.S. maintaining positive relations with Pakistan's leadership, while at the same time being a key part of this strong nexus with Pakistan's biggest rival, India. Then you add in an increasingly aggressive Russia, and the whole situation just becomes dangerously unpredictable.
So you have this tangled web of conflicts and alliances, and it involves multiple nuclear powers. This brings us to a possibility that is, well, truly terrifying.
So if these dominoes just keep falling, what would a modern global war actually look like? Well, the answer is it would be unlike anything humanity has ever witnessed before.
Albert Einstein had this chilling prediction that just perfectly captures the ultimate consequence. He wasn't just being poetic, he was issuing a serious warning. That a third world war would be so devastating, it would completely destroy modern civilization, basically resetting humanity to a primitive age. We are no longer talking about just tanks and guns. The next global conflict would be fought with weapons of unimaginable power. We're talking digital warfare, biological warfare, nuclear arsenals, all guided by artificial intelligence. These are weapons capable of ending everything.
So, given these unimaginable stakes, we have to ask a really fundamental question. Who is driving us toward this precipice? Who's behind this?
This analysis points to a really stark and frankly disturbing divide. On one side, you have the vast majority of people in the world who just want peace and prosperity for their families. But on the other, you have a powerful few, driven by greed and control, who are actually engineering all this chaos for their own financial benefit, treating governments like they're just puppets.
You know, history teaches us a pretty clear lesson. All great civilizations, whether it's the Egyptians or the Romans, they all follow a natural life cycle. They rise, they flourish, and eventually they fall.
And this leads to maybe the most terrifying question in the entire analysis. What if that cycle is no longer natural? What if a powerful few have decided to intentionally accelerate the end of our civilization's cycle so rapidly that we could see its conclusion within our own lifetimes?
And so we don't end with an answer. We end with a final provocative plea from the analysis itself. It asks, where are the sane voices? It's a call for the world's thinkers, its philosophers, and really all people of conscience to speak out, to raise a collective voice to save this earth, to save life, and to save civilization before it's too late.